Hey everybody, this is the Beast with your first Java tutorial. Today I'm going to be teaching you the basics of Java with a quick intro to object-oriented programming, and we're going to make our first program. So, object-oriented programming is basically when there are many objects, or as Java likes to call them, classes, and these classes all interact with each other. All of the classes have two properties: states and methods. States are like stuff like if you have a bicycle, the bicycle states are standing, moving, stuff like that. However, the bicycle also has methods. These methods could include stuff like speeding up, slowing down, starting, and stopping. So, in Java, these classes can interact with each other to help create more programs. That way, you don't have to keep on writing the methods every time. When you already wrote them in another class, you can just get it from that class. And there are also pre-built classes from which you can import and stuff. So now, let's move on to building our first favorite project. Well, first of all, I would like to say I use Eclipse IDE, which is basically an integrated developer's environment, which it's really useful. It's got like all the tools and stuff. You could use another text editor, but then you would have to use the terminal or command prompt depending on your operating system to run it, and it's a lot harder. In Eclipse, you just have to click the run button. There's also another IDE called NetBeans, but I honestly, speaking, like Eclipse more than NetBeans, because in NetBeans I ran into a lot of problems, and in Eclipse there are pretty cool things and features that you can use. So now, before we go on, let me just mention that I will be putting the download links for Eclipse and NetBeans in the description. So if you don't have them, don't worry and don't try random Googling. Also, you're gonna need the Java runtime environment. I would recommend 1.7, and I will also put the download link for this in the description. So now, let's get started. Click right here on this little square thingy and select Java project, then push next. After that, type in the project name as Hello World and push finish. Then click the source button and push this little C in the corner. This is creating a new Java class. Make a package, which I will be explaining later, and call it hello.world. And put the program name as I put the class name, sorry, not the program name, as hello world. Notice how I didn't put a space, and both the H and the W are capitalized. This is very important for the program. And click this little button here called public static void main, and then it shows being loaded. I will explain this later. Now finish it. So now it creates a method, a program here. Just delete this automated text thing, and now we can type in our text. So do type in system dot out dot print line, and then in quotes write hello world. And then remember the semicolon at the end. Every line in Java programming must end with a semicolon. So now before we run it, let me just explain public static void main. So this is basically the main method, and this is the logic in the program. Every program, no matter how many classes, must have exactly one main method. And so basically, the main method, I'll explain all this stuff here later, but for now, just type this in and let's run it. If you look here, for now it writes out hello world, but you can put anything between these quotes. So, so now let me just explain to you what this package is. The packages are basically like a series of folders that help you like organize your settings so that it's easier to use. So like if you come here, there are a lot of class libraries, and inside them there are all these individual set of packages. And these packages, these are basically where they store all the pre-built classes for you to use. Like if you're using the graphics class, like for now I'll just show you like the graphics. G equals new graphics. If you, for example, if you do that, you get an error and you have to import graphics, in which case you have to use the package. You have to import anything that's in another package. Okay? So now that we've run this, how about some Eclipse shortcuts? So delete this line over here. So type in size out. For all of you who use Windows, type CISO and then push Control Space. It should make this whole thing automatically. Also, if you've noticed, it automatically puts the other end for the curly brackets, or for curly brackets, and like these, it automatically puts the other one. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And if you're like stuck, so for example, you have system dot out dot, but then you don't remember what to put next, you can do Control Space. So like you put the dot. Once you put the dot, so like here, but you type in, you do a spelling here. See how it doesn't give you the suggestions anymore? You can do Control Space and it brings a set. Like you can do print, but you don't remember which one you want. So you can go down. Oh look, I found it. So now you can just type it. Hello world. So yeah, all these tricks are pretty handy, especially since it's actually, in my opinion, painful to have to type this whole thing out just to print something. I think the size out trick, or CISO for you Windows users, is really handy. So now, before we finish, I would just like to say, let's try and get this video to about 25 likes, and stay tuned for the next tutorial. I will be posting the links for Eclipse and NetBeans and the Java SE7 in the description, so you don't need to random Google for him. So bye and stay tuned.